Stephen Shepard is the chief polling analyst for Politico, and he joins me now from Arlington, Virginia. Glad to have you with us. Always so much to talk about, Stephen.
Good to be here.
Let's start with this claim by Donald Trump that he believes the election will be rigged. Why make such a claim now, do you think?
Well, now, because he has fallen behind in the polls. He was very critical just moments ago, about 20 miles from here at a rally in Northern Virginia, very critical of the new CNN ORC poll that was out yesterday, showing Hillary Clinton now with a 9-point lead, a big swing in favor of her. In general, the polls have swung in her favor about 5 or 6 points since the Democratic convention concluded at the end of last week. And look, he needs to portray to his supporters that this is an election that they can still win. And certainly he can. There's 98 days to go. But as he falls behind, he's calling some of these polls phony. He's warning that there are forces that are going to try to take this election away from him. I mean, all it does is decrease the sort of reliability of institutions. We've seen this in this campaign so far. It's something he did with great effect in the Republican primary.
He has floated conspiracy theories in the past, and to some it sounds like a man who thinks he's going to lose and is setting himself up for some kind of graceful exit. So besides appealing to his diehard supporters with this message, will anyone else find that message appealing?
I think part of the Trump campaign's general election approach has been to, and you saw it with echoes of Richard Nixon's 1968 presidential campaign during their convention, to appeal to, and he talks about this, appealing to the silent majority. And what he's trying to do is to tell voters, to signal to voters who may be on the fence about him, may want to support him, but they're hesitant, may not want to tell pollsters that they're going to support him, that they alone can sort of fight back against the forces conspiring against him. And so I think that's the appeal, more so than to genuinely undecided voters. I think the appeal here is there are forces conspiring against me, whether it's to take this away at the ballot box or whether it's to harm my campaign in the run-up to, say, the debates, which are set to begin next month. And only you, if you step forward, can help put a stop to that.
The term unfit is being lobbied around today. Barack Obama not long ago called Donald Trump unfit to hold the office of president. And Donald Trump a little while ago has said that Hillary Clinton is unfit to serve in any government office. He's called her crooked. Now he's also calling her the devil. What, if any, effect will that sort of demonizing strategy have on the average voter out there?
Well, look, you're seeing a situation now which is unlike anything really we've seen in modern times, where majorities of voters have unfavorable opinions of both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. It makes it a lot harder for them, especially now that we're after the conventions, which are basically 4-night infomercials for the two campaigns. We've moved past that now. We're into a period of relative stability on the calendar until that first debate, barring any kind of outside influence. And it makes it difficult for these campaigns to grow their bases when not only are they disliked to begin with, but when the messaging coming from the other side is about how they're untrustworthy or unfit. The reality is that Democrats are making an argument that is borne out in the polls, that people don't think Donald Trump is qualified to be president. At the same time, Donald Trump is making an argument that's borne out in the polls. People don't think Hillary Clinton is either honest or trustworthy.
So do you think we're getting a sense now of the tone? As you say, both conventions were in essence huge promotional campaigns for both sides. We did see Hillary Clinton's side see quite a bump in the polls after her convention. As we look forward to the rest of the campaign, if we look at the devil, the name calling, being called unfit, is that the kind of tone you expect we'll see throughout the next 90-some days?
I do, probably, and that's not necessarily something as a political reporter that you would look forward to hearing. Look, I think that Donald Trump's main campaign strategy at this point, as he's eschewed advertising, is to do these rallies like he had in Northern Virginia today. Virginia is a swing state, and he speaks off the cuff. And so he's talking about Bernie Sanders cutting a deal with Hillary Clinton and uses the aphorism, he cut a deal with the devil, and then just adds as an aside, she's the devil. You're hearing a constant drumbeat from Democrats seeking to disqualify Donald Trump in the eyes of the voters who aren't already with him. I think that you're going to continue to hear a lot of that messaging. from both sides to the extent they can get it out there. I think right now Hillary Clinton is better positioned to get her message out there because she's able to pay, her and her allies are able to pay for television advertising. Donald Trump and Donald Trump's allies really not able to do that right now because of lack of funding.
Ever fascinating. Thanks for joining us to chat about it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Stephen Shepard is the chief polling analyst for Politico, joining us from Arlington, Virginia.